And welcome back to The Factor. Uncensored hip hop has lost another legend. Rapper Coolio is dead at the age of 59. Now, TMZ reports he was visiting a friend in Los Angeles when he went to the restroom. When he didn't come out for a while, the friend went in and found him on the floor. TMZ says an official cause of death has not been determined as of yet. We also have an update on the death of rapper PNB Rock. A 17-year-old boy and a 32-year-old woman are under arrest in connection with his murder. Now, the rapper, whose real name is Raheem Allen, was gunned down 2 weeks ago at a South Los Angeles chicken and waffles restaurant. LAPD says the gunman demanded the rapper's jewelry and then shot him in front of his girlfriend. Tonight, police are looking for a third suspect, Freddie Lee Trone. He's the father of the 17-year-old and considered armed and dangerous. Detectives believe the teen killed the rapper and his father drove the getaway car. PNB Rock's murder has led to questions about safety for those musicians out there. Let's talk about it. Our guests are here on The Factor Uncensored to talk about this deadly trend we've seen around the country involving young rappers. Our guest on The Factor tonight, we have with us Killer Calleon and also Lil Troy. Glad to have you both here on The Factor Uncensored. When you guys look at all of this violence that we've seen with these rappers, many just over 20 years old, not even making 30 yet, your thoughts on that situation? And both of you can jump in.
You got it first, huh? You can go. You can go first, huh?
Well, hey, what's up, Killer Calleon, Zell? Well, I think it's a tragedy, on both ends. You know what I'm saying? When someone, the young rappers, that finally made it out the hood, was using their talent that God gave them, and then they get taken out. It's a devastating event that occurs to their family and their crew and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because they finally made a way to make some money to get everybody out the neighborhood, to to live their dreams, and then someone kill them. Then the person that did the killing, they going to jail. So that's another family loss. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't understand it.
And it's important to note that there is a ripple effect, not just that individual and the suspect involved, but family members, employees of that particular entertainer.
Basically, what I'm gonna pretty much go off of what Waka Flocka just said on my mixtapes interview the other day. We got to understand that you're now in a position as an artist to where you've gotten out of that dangerous lifestyle into a way different lifestyle now. So a lot of the problem that's going on now, they had this new genre in rap called drill rap, where it's pretty much murder, 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 kill, kill, kill rap. You finally escaped that lifestyle, but here's the deal. A lot of rappers got to understand you can't balance being in the streets and being in music. You got to pick a side. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is you bring in that danger, and you coming into rap now promoting that same lifestyle where it's shoot 'em up, bang, bang. And it's just like one of the big homies in the city once said, you keep campaigning, you're going to get elected. And it's unfortunate that lives are being lost, but it's just like when you swimming in the ocean. Either you drop some electricity in the water, and you holding your hand on an electric car while you swimming in water, you shocking yourself. You got to let that go. You can't bring that lifestyle into this lifestyle of music and still try to promote that lifestyle. It's an imbalance. So then you also have these kids going out of that environment, coming back into that environment, and you're a whole different caliber artist now. So once you go into these environments, you put yourself in harm's way. A lot of these guys are making the money. They making more of the money to look like the rapper, but they not securing themselves as a rapper. There's nothing wrong with getting security. A lot of people think they got to uphold this street image. I don't need security. I have my relatives and I got my homies. Well, you got felons around you with guns. You subjective to being in a bad situation because a felon with a gun around you and you have millions. It's just as worse as having yourself without a gun. But then you can go get security to secure yourself when you're moving. But once you get out of danger, it makes no sense to put yourself back in danger. And it makes no sense to promote danger because now danger going to be looking for you.
Absolutely. And does it make it even worse if you go back into that environment wearing tens of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry? We saw that with PNB, where he apparently was robbed because of his expensive jewelry.
Well, I say this here about having jewelry. If God done bless you to have jewelry, and, have these nice things in life, I ain't saying don't wear it, but protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to wear the jewelry, where to wear the jewelry at. It's not for you to wear it and have it on every time you go to the corner store for everybody to see that you got the jewelry on, you make it, you successful. They got this thing now that, and if you ain't got no bunch of jewelry on, you see a rapper, he done fell off. Fiend in this nice car at the store, go and get some for the house. He done fell off. If he ain't got his jewelry on, he done fell off. When you become a Hollywood entertainer, or actor or something, you see them all the time with a T-shirt say Harvard on, or TSU on, a U of H on it. They don't showcase all their money when they go into the corner store. So we got to be more smarter than this. We got to start protecting ourselves.
And I see for many of you, many of the legends here in Houston, the veterans, you guys almost wear your jewelry like a business suit. When you're going to a special event and you have security with you, then you will wear that jewelry. But like Killer Corleone right now, he doesn't have on the jewelry, but he has jewelry.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is this, is you have to understand what comes with having these nice things when you get to a certain level in this game. And when you come into this business, it's a way that you move. If you pay attention to a lot of the things, that's unfortunate what happened to PNB Rock, Pop Smoke, and everybody else. See, here's a lot of the factors that come into what's happening to a lot of these young kids. It's like I'm saying, they straddling the fence. Then it's the way you move. See, a lot of us learn from OGs like Lil Troy. The music is very much so different now. They spoke on things that went on in the hood. They didn't try to actively still be a part of what's going on in the hood. Now that they got to this certain level of money, they feel like they got to play the part. It's like the role. And once you off the microphone, you got to go back to your regular government name. But everybody is on the clock all day as a rapper. You walking around with all this jewelry and you go into the jungle, some subject happen to you moving around with all that jewelry on with no security. You know what I mean? And then if you look at LA, a lot of LA rappers don't wear jewelry like that.
Nope.
They don't wear a lot of their jewelry because they know the laws of the land. When you're around there, it's almost like politics in the streets out there. You had it's gang violence. It's been that. If you can go back to the 90s, every rapper out of LA been rapping the same story. It's never changed. They tell you to be careful. If you go on Ice Cube Death Certificate, you go on Mac 10, the West Side Connection, DJ Quick, Eazy-E, the list goes on. Everyone is telling you the same story about LA, and it's been since the 90s. That's almost 30 years, and nothing has changed. You go out there with all your jewelry on. You don't have any type of security. You're not protecting yourself. And then you go in the heart of the hood, something's liable to happen to you. Common sense just not really common no more. And I hate to say that.
And you're right. We want to thank you both for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. We appreciate your time, guys. I like that. Common sense is not that common anymore. Still ahead, a local jeweler shares their perspective next. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We continue our discussion on rappers and their personal safety. Local jeweler Jimmy Boy weighs in on that discussion tonight. And Jimmy Boy is joining us here on The Factor Uncensored to talk about rappers and their jewelry. You're one of the top salesmen here in Houston, selling jewelry to many of the artists out there like Tekashi 6ix9ine. When you see these artists who buy this expensive jewelry out in the public, out in their hood without security, does that send like a chill down your back knowing that they could be taken advantage of or robbed?
I can't say that it gives me a chill, but I will tell you that, even me personally, before I was a jeweler, I used to wear a lot of jewelry myself. And I was in incidents where, someone did try to, try to rob me for my jewelry. So with all my clients, I strongly let them know that they should always insure their jewelry, get it appraised and make sure you insure it because, some people are fortunate to get out the situation, whether they get taken or not, and some don't. So I firmly always let my clients know that it's very important to insure your jewelry, because you just never know what situation you might put yourself into.
And do you also tell them security might be a good idea if you're going out in the public? And really quick, for those who are wondering, what is the most you've seen a rapper spend on jewelry before?
The most a client has spent with me at one time, about $650,000.
Wow.
Know of some that have spent even more. There are some watches right now that are worth $650,000. But I do strongly recommend people, especially when you're in the limelight, people know you, and your job is to wear expensive things. You have to take the necessary precautions. Security is a very big thing. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, if you're moving a certain way, there's nothing to prove besides the fact of doing what you need to do, and at the end of the day, making it home to your family.
And I know even you have your own jewelry. You only wear it like when you're going to special events, but do you take security with you as well?
Definitely I do. I have my personal collection of jewelry. I have a lot. And so when I do wear the jewelry, I even have security now. You just never know the situation, and it's better that way to know that, you have someone constantly watching your back to make sure you make it home at night, especially me being a father. I definitely want to make sure of that.
Absolutely. Jimmy Boy, well, we thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored to broaden our conversation about safety for rappers out there, many who are dying way too young after being robbed of their jewelry. Thank you, sir, for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.